A man who loves to race cars and loves adrenaline, Mr. Roshmik Saha raced his company to a valuation of
The reason why we started Skyflow and what we are trying to solve is people, enterprises who are already using Skyflow, they're already ready for it. They will not have to worry about it. And people who are not, they will struggle. They will spend a lot of effort, lot of capital and sleepless nights to meet the deadlines. If you know that your data is protected,
I was just thinking
it has to be food.
It has to be food.
I uh, I have some roots in Kolkata. I still love the Kathi road. People who are organized outperform people who are not.
Welcome to ObserveNow CXO Leadership Dialogue. With me here today is a very special guest who's flown in all the way from San Francisco, Mr. Roshmik Saha, the co-founder and CTO at Skyflow. Roshmik has to his credit a polymorphic encryption technology which is patented and that powers Skyflow's data privacy vault. He is an alumni of the prestigious IIT Kharagpur and has experience of working with Lyft and Microsoft before he started building Skyflow. A man who loves to race cars and loves adrenaline is here with us in this conversation and has raced his company to a valuation of 250 million US dollars. Yet, Roshmik and Skyflow are just getting started in their journey of data privacy and AI. Welcome to Bharat. Welcome to Observe Now.
Thank you so much for having me. Looking forward to the conversation.
Absolutely lovely. Roshmik, you've had a fascinating journey, right from your education to your experience of working in the States and then building Skyflow. Talk about it in one line. How would you define the journey so far?
I have had fun doing it. I think the most fun I've had is building scalable platforms and to actually build something that works. And yeah, I have built platforms for multiple different scenarios, multiple different products, multiple different companies. The life before Skyshow was fun, building self-driving cars from ground up. And it was a fascinating journey, but it was kind of a science project. So when I decided to start on the Skyshow journey.
Wonderful. Let's talk about that tangential moment when you decided that everything in your life is going to be about data privacy and that moment where the entrepreneurial bug bit and you decided to leave your job and build Skyflow.
So I think the reason why we started Skyflow and what we are trying to solve is everybody has PI data, everybody has sensitive data, and there was no good way to govern it, manage it. And if you remember that time, GDPR was already out. People, enterprises were struggling to get GDPR compliant, and at the same time, data breaches started showing monetary impact, like the governments were starting to fine the companies who had gone through data breach. One of the very high profile breaches that happened was the primary credit agency for US, and where I think most of the data got leaked. I still get emails from them that I can go and get some money back or something.
When was this? The timeline? Walk us through the timeline parallelly. 2018. Okay.
And my other co-founder, CEO, Anshu, he has been the BP of Salesforce. He has been thinking about customer data platform for all his life. And he claims that he has been thinking about this specific problem for more than 10 years when we started Skyflow. And the problem set was same. Like everybody, be it Oracle or Salesforce, his previous companies, they all have a product called like a Shield or a encrypted platform, but none of them were actually solving the problem. So we thought of building a solution from basically first principles. So what we wanted to do is think about what is the core problem, and uh, the solution actually came out to be really simple: that isolate the PII from the non-PII data or sensitive data from your regular data. And then the problem set becomes actually pretty simple to solve. And then we came up with the polymorphic technology to protect the data all the time at runtime, execution time. So that is how we kind of evolved. So this is kind of the solution is called Data Privacy Vault, and how it works is we are isolating the data into the Data Privacy Vault, which has inbuilt governance, and it is all the data is always protected. And which also helps our customers be compliant with all the upcoming laws as well.
Okay. So the polymorphic encryption that Skyflow credits to Mr. Roshmik. Let's talk about the moment of that inflection point where that idea came in. How is your system different from the existing conventional models? And if you could also talk about maybe one customer use case, how it changed their life?
So, so the as I mentioned, the core of the vault is about isolating the data.
Hmm.
Once you, if you keep the, so actually we had a analogy that if you keep your wine and cheese with your diamonds, it's very hard to protect because you want your friends to come in and have the wine and cheese, but you don't want to expose them with the diamond or your diamond, right?
Right.
And if you put all of it in the same place, there is no good way to go on. So things break down. So
Right.
that is what we did. And I think every system that was built till the moment, and even right now, all the companies are using, that is where the failures happen. So think about like one of the big ways data breaches happen is through the insider threat.
Yes.
And if you put your data in the same place, there is no good way to isolate that your admin has no access to this kind of data, but your services have access to your runtime data.
Right.
It just doesn't work out. So what happens is enterprises keeps adding more and more security tools. And we have seen done some analysis like enterprises might use up to 40 tools or above, and they can spend a lot of money in
Millions of dollars, yeah.
but they are still not getting the protection that they really need to.
So the core problem is not isolating your data, not tokenizing them, and not putting them in a privacy vault, so to
Yes.
speak.
And we have seen this, like Aadhaar Vault actually did this for Aadhaar number. We have key managers and secret managers who do it for the keys and secrets, right?
Right.
And we just extended it to the data privacy for the PI data.
Okay. Roshmik, just a quick follow up to that. Could you also talk about a few customer use cases, a success story of sorts that you'd like to share with the CXO community here in India?
Sure. We have customers globally. We are present in all the continents today. There are various use cases which customers come to us for. There are transactional or application use cases, there are analytical use cases, there are AI use cases. Some of the customers in US are who have really built on top of us is GoodRx and Walmart. But in the Indian context, I would probably want to talk about Deserve, who is a wealth management company for high net worth individuals. And what they have done is they made a decision to protect their entire PII through the entire life cycle, because if you notice, like they are serving high net individuals, and they take it very seriously.
Yes,
how
of
they
course. Their PI is
it's
too critical.
too critical. So they're following the responsible journey, and one of the benefits is they are already ready for DBDP, even without, or they were forward thinking and they chose a solution that kind of future proofs them. They are protecting their data as the PI data is flowing in from their customers, and they are protecting it through the entire pipeline. Like think about as ETL pipelines and analytical databases. So we are helping them tokenize their entire backend so that these high net worth individuals PII never gets exposed. So the worst case scenario is if your backend only has tokens, and if it gets breached, what you expose is just tokens, which is just random numbers, which has no absolute value to anybody. Okay. So that's the kind of protection you get with Skyflow.
All right, rock solid.
Thanks.
Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Contextually, culturally, in every possible way, the DPDP Act now in India. So, as somebody who's building infrastructure globally, how do you see this shaping or reshaping the future of how we do business in India, or how a privacy company like yours would do business in India? So, first of all, I'll say that I think it is great to see DPDP coming into action. GDPR came in late 2010s, I believe. And India is taking a very serious step forward. It also means that it is actually important for the people here. So people are actually getting more
concerned about their PII. They want the enterprises to handle their data, keeping data security and data privacy in mind. So I think this is a big shift. I'm very excited to see India kind of go on this journey. It will actually lead to a lot of interesting things, because if you go back and look at GDPR, what happened when enterprises were trying to get compliant, very ironically, they spent a lot of money on lawyers. So because they were trying to interpret and understand what they have to do. And on the technical side, there was a article there which DPDP also has, which is to be able to, which is called DSR. It's a responsibility of the company to be able to delete your data if you want the data to be deleted. I think it's called data subject request or something like that. And when that happens, if your data is scattered all over like 20 databases and 30 data lakes, what happens is it becomes very hard to delete it. So very small things becomes a huge multi-year project to be able to do it. That's where I think a solution like a data privacy vault helps you. It actually pushes you in the right direction. It actually tells you that you do not keep multiple copies of your PI data all over the place. So once you are aligned with this architecture, and that is what one of the points I wanted to make is, when you have all these tools, right? When you have patches and like point solutions, you are not able to actually move in the right architectural direction. So think about Skyflow as, we actually proposed an architecture. The data privacy vault is an architecture pattern, which actually helps you solve all the problems related to PII. So once the DBDB comes and once it is live in action, I think they will have some period of time where the enterprises can get ready on the DBDB laws. But enterprises who are already using Skyflow, they're already ready for it. They will not have to worry about it. And people who are not, they will struggle. They will spend a lot of effort, lot of capital and sleepless nights to meet the deadlines.
Okay, so. Wonderful. Thank you for that clarification as well, Roshmik. Next question. As an entrepreneur, the most important thing for me is customer feedback. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure as an entrepreneur, that's a feeling that would be mutual between the two of us. Mm-hmm. Could you share with me one excellent and surprising customer feedback? It can be crisp and short as well, just for the audiences to get a sense of how Skyflow works.
Privacy is definitely better than cure. You don't want to, at least if you know that your data is protected, then I think even taking quick steps becomes easier, because you're not worried that how much data you are going to leak, or your systems are by themselves protected.
Building on from what we spoke about regarding the DPDP Act, I think it's just a few days away. By the time maybe the interview airs, it would already be there. So give me a Skyflow perspective on it.
So my personal thought, I never wanted to be a compliance kind of a product. But what we are saying is, if you are using Skyflow, data privacy vault architecture, you will be compliant. So this is a great point where people who are already on the data vault architecture, they will not have to worry about DPDP. And we have been having a lot of conversations in India for the last year. Mm-hmm. And I think this is a moment where we are there to help you. Anybody who wants to have the right solution, have a thought through architecture that will protect them and keep them compliant, we are here to help you and get on the journey of data privacy and data security.
Wonderful. What a wonderful conversation it has been with you, Roshmik, on data privacy, security, and all aspects of cybersecurity in general. I would like to tone down the conversation a little and make it a little more exciting, a little more Instagram friendly, as well as LinkedIn friendly. So let's do a rapid fire very quickly. I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions and you've got to not think and respond impulsively. Okay. Does that work?
Sure.
Okay. Question number 1. One myth that you would like to burst around encryption.
So encryption doesn't solve everything. It's one part of the solution. It actually breaks a lot of things when you encrypt data.
Okay. One tech leader that inspires you the most and why?
So I don't have a one-word answer for it. I used to work in Microsoft, and I really like how Satya has taken Microsoft on the journey we can see. Specifically, a couple of things, and today in the AI world, I'll say is systems engineering is very important. I'm kind of repeating what Satya has said. And I like the vision that he has had and where he is kind of leading all of us to.
One law regarding cybersecurity or data privacy overnight across the world, what would it be?
So I'll take the tech perspective that the leader should make the right decisions for having the right solution in place when you're talking about data privacy and data security.
Okay. Building on that, you are a tech guy, but you're also an entrepreneur. So tell me, as an entrepreneur who sits, let's say, 30,000 feet above everybody else, what is that one hyper productivity hack that you have that you'd like to share with everyone and me?
So I think I work with a lot of smart people. So I think in the tech industry, you will find a lot of smart people. The one thing I've found is people who are organized outperform people who are not. So even
that's a brilliant advice, actually. Little food for thought.
So
okay, one of your favorite programming languages?
I grew up on C, so I still love C, and but in the last 6 years and with Skyflow, we have been using Go, and I love that language. It is, in my opinion, a next version of C in many respects, and it solves a lot of the problems in the right way.
Okay. One piece of advice you'd like to give your younger engineering self when you were in IITK?
So that's a hard one. I think even then I somehow realized it, but today I'll say that looking at your code, you should always feel bad about it, that you can do it better now. And it's okay to feel that. You don't have to feel bad.
Okay. One piece of advice you would like to give an entrepreneur who's in the data business?
I think the cost of data, everybody knows what the cost of data is. Keep an eye on how many replicas of data you have. And I'm not talking about PII, I'm talking about just how many copies of data you have across your observability platforms, your analytical platforms, your transactional systems, and your AI systems.
Okay. One best piece of advice you've received as an entrepreneur from another, or in general, actually, from anyone you've received, which you have channeled in your company as an entrepreneur, not just as an engineer?
I think the best one is don't make a decision that you don't have to today. So if you can, and by the way, I'm a big procrastinator, and that was music to my ears when somebody said this to me. But if you don't have to make a decision today, don't make it. You will have more data tomorrow. You will know if it is important or not. And then you know that you can make a better decision.
Lovely. One industry in India that you feel is growing rapidly and you would advise young entrepreneurs to jump into that if they're thinking about entrepreneurship?
So another very hard one. I don't think I'm here to advise specifically, but first of all, I like to say that the energy I have seen in India is just amazing. I have spent a lot of years in US, but the last few years have been very rewarding, seeing how India is and how India is expanding how it's building products. Observability is a very interesting space. It's a huge field. It's a very crowded space, but I see a lot of innovation there. I'm very excited about that. And to state the obvious, I think AI, I do believe that vertical AIs will make a lot more impact. Let the big companies build the horizontal LLMs. But I see a lot of point solutions or vertical solutions which are making a huge impact.
Okay. What is the one thing that you miss about India when you're building a life in the States? It has to be a very personal answer.
It has to be food.
I was just thinking
it has to be food.
It has to be food.
Yes. I have some roots in Kolkata. I still love the kati roll. I find a lot of different flavors of food in US and outside, but I still don't find a place which makes the kati roll like Nizam in Kolkata.
Oh, now I'm hungry. I think this is the time we wrap. But it was wonderful speaking with you, Roshmik. You are such a pro. You're such a natural. Your conversation has clarity of thought. It has direct intent, and I think it has been very rewarding for me. And I really hope that it will be as rewarding for our audiences. Any closing thought at your end?
I really had fun talking to you. It was a great discussion. And closing thoughts, I think I'm an engineer, so I'll say one thing about engineering is write your code well, and every bug is actually a security issue as well. So when you are thinking about security, it is actually a bug-free system. And the second thing is, let's solve things from first principles, right? Even when it comes to DPTP or any other problem, let's not try to make it a checkbox. Let's actually solve it and address it.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Roshmik. With that, we wrap up this session of Observe Now CXO Dialogue, and we'll see you in the next one.